Welcome back to Zen Up Your Life with Sakura. Did you enjoy my last video of imperfect cooking? It was a lot of fun for me. People tell me sometimes I look peaceful and kind, but this is only one side of my character. I can be very funny, loud, angry, hysteric, emotional, and jealous. Have you ever seen this mask before? It's called HANNYA mask. Yes, it looks very scary. This expression. Many Westerners seem to think that this is image of male. No. You are wrong. HANNYA is female, or it was female human before transformation. What made her so scary? Is she mad, angry, or insane? I am originally a theater actress, choreographer, and performance artist, and I created some visual stories about Japanese legends, and one of my performances was a story about HANNYA. So this mask I used on my stage. Nowadays, HANNYA mask is so popular. Nicest ones are carved from wood, but you can get ceramic, paper, or plastic ones at any souvenir shop in Japan. For many, it has become very typical image of Japan. Why is HANNYA shown as a mask? Because originally it is used for a Japanese traditional no-theater plays. Traditionally, those masks were hand-carved from hinoki tree by great masters. HANNYA is an ancient Sanskrit word meaning wisdom and virtue, a path leading to enlightenment. The word itself has not much to do with the image represented by this popular mask, because as you can see, someone with this facial expression definitely doesn't have any wisdom nor virtue anymore. It is said that it comes from a monk's name who made the mask for the first time. HANNYA mask, in short, is a theater mask of a demonic woman filled with jealousy and resentment, widely used in Japan since the 13th century. Since it is no theater mask, it is used to tell stories by an actor. Actor was always male, by the way. As you can imagine now, HANNYA mask is not only used for one particular story, but character of HANNYA appears in many plays, retelling stories and legends. Those stories have one thing in common. HANNYA once was a woman who was then almost destroyed by rage and jealousy, some of the most powerful emotions a human being is capable of. As we all know, these emotions do have the power to turn a woman into a demon, right? But despite the rage and desperation, there is one morsel of humanity left inside her. One more emotion, almost indetectable, but mighty nonetheless. Today, I pick up one of the most famous legends to tell you the story of HANNYA and her emotions. Let's discover it together. Anchin and Kiyohime. Like many stories, I should start with once upon a time. But hang on, no, it's actually quite clear which year that was. It was a hot and humid summer in the year 928, almost 1100 years ago. Anchin was a monk from Shirakawa in Oshu, around the area north of Tokyo, where is now the city of Kushima. During this summer, Anchin and an old monk took a long journey on foot to the temple of Kumano to make a pilgrimage. One evening during this travel, they stayed at a rented inn in Wakayama Prefecture. Kiyohime, the daughter of their host, set an eye on Anchin and noticed that this monk was actually really handsome and fell in love with him at first sight. She had to do something. As the pilgrims were about to continue their journey the very next day, a bold step was needed. When night fell and the rest of the house was already asleep, she went to Anchin's bed and snuck under the covers. So naughty. He was startled awake and noticed the temptation so near to him. Shakingly, he implored on her, "I have a long cherished wish, and I am on my way to pay homage to a shrine on a faraway path with daily devotion. Please don't do this." He actually refused her. Such a virtuous man. Kiyohime was very shocked and embarrassed too. She felt bitterness and resentment, but still held the monk in her arms all night, making wild noises and asking him to accept her passion and love towards him. Anchin had no choice but argue, and in the end, he relented a bit. "Okay, on the way back from visiting the shrine, I will come back to you and do as you say." Kiyohime returned to her room, relieved by the promise. At dawn, the monks left the house and continued their journey to Kumano. Kiyohime waited eagerly for the return of Anchin, but he was afraid of her and the temptation she represented, and fled by taking a different road. She waited for him to come and went out into the street to inquire about the travelers. Another pilgrim from Kumano told her, "The two monks had already left a couple days ago." Kiyohime's anger. "He tricked me," she cried. She pursued him barefoot, catching up with him on the road of Dojoji Temple. Anchin, instead of being happy to see her again, resorted to a lie. "I am not the one you are looking for. This must be a different person." He even put a magic spell on her, rendering her immobile for some time, and then used this prayer to escape. At this point, Kiyohime's anger was at its peak, and scary things happened. She, a human being, started transforming into a demonic animal form. Kiyohime transitioned into a huge snake. What a powerful course this was! And her anger increased even more. The snakes pursued Anchin towards a river. Desperate, the monk begged the ferryman not to let her cross, but the terrifying serpent breathed red fire and simply swam across the river. The last day of Anchin and Kiyohime. In desperation, Anchin ran into Dojoji Temple. The monks of Dojoji learned what had happened and decided to hide him. They took down the huge bronze bell of the temple, hid Anchin underneath its dome, and closed the gate. This should be safe enough, right? But no! The serpent easily overcame the closed gate, entered the temple, curled around the belfry, and struck it with its tail 100 times, tolling her wrath across the land. Oh no, she would never forgive him. Poisonous fire exhaled from her reptile mouth, heating up the bell until it was flaming red. Kiyohime cried tears of blood from both eyes, finally let go of the bell, lifted its neck, licked its tongue, and sped off in the direction it came from. Monks hurried and sprinkled water to cool down the bell, causing it to crack. Revealed inside was nothing but the smoldering ashes of poor Anchin, and the monks cried for his sad fate in sorrow. After destroying Anchin, Kiyohime finally realized the horror of her sin, and despairing over her disfigured snake body, remorse and an infinite sadness overcame her. She threw herself into the nearby Tomita River and took her own life. This is one of the stories which we traditionally performed with HANNYA mask. Incredibly dramatic. Can you imagine this in a theater? Must be so beautiful to watch. I could cry thinking about it. What do you think about Anchin, the handsome monk? Is he a good person or virtuous character? Or did he deserve to die this way, just running away from temptation through lies and deception? How about Kiyohime? Do you think she's very scary? Or was she a just poor girl who didn't know how to tame her passion? Did she deserve this cruel punishment for following her emotions? Do you think men have to learn to be nice to women maybe? But maybe not too nice? Or is it a warning? Be careful about what you say to a woman. Promise only what you can keep. I hear some wise people express sometimes. Kiyohime is just one of those legends. There are more Hannya like her, but it's always a girl being transformed into a monstrous snake. When you take a look at the mask carefully, you see the mixture of her emotion. From the eyes down, you can feel her fury. Combined, the upper and lower halves of the mask show the two sides of the demon's heart. Have you ever met Hannya girl in your life? Maybe your ex-girlfriend or current wife? Or is this really just about women? I don't say, please let me know in the comment for that. If you enjoy this epic story today, please like and follow the channel. You really don't want to make me mad today, right? Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you up in the next one. Bye! またね